Hi, it's Mindy again. One of the other things I wanted to talk about in regards to the lap band and my revision surgery is about a year and a half into having my lap band installed. I woke up one day and I was walking a little funny and didn't really think much about it. And then the next day I looked down and realized that there were bumps or lumps on my feet underneath my toes. So I didn't really think that much about it, and then a couple days went by, and they were on. It was on my. It started on my big toe, and then it went to the next toe. The next day there was one on the next toe, and about a week later I had one on nearly all of my toes on all of my feet, or both of my feet. So I wasn't really sure what was going on, so I went ahead and went to a podiatrist, and he ran some tests, did a biopsy, and literally said that the bumps were nothing. Which he thought was kind of strange, as did I, because obviously there was something there. So after that, he suggested I go to my regular doctor. My regular doctor and I were talking, and he said, "Do you have any other symptoms going on?" And I said, "Well, I'm tired a lot lately, like really tired. But I was under a lot of stress at that particular point in time, so I thought it was due to that." Also, my hands were starting to tingle, my feet were starting to tingle, but I had just upped my Topamax prescription for my migraines, and that's a known side effect, so I just kind of assumed that it was from that. Shortly after I went to my doctor, I woke up one morning and literally couldn't get out of bed. It felt like somebody was laying bricks on my legs. Called my husband, really upset, and said I can't get out of bed. It actually took me about 2 hours to finally get out of bed. And when I did, I just did not feel good, and it felt like there was something on my legs, that my legs were really weighted down. They were just really heavy. Um, so I made an appointment for with the doctor. The next day I woke up, and the upper part of my body felt the same way. And for about a week or so, it felt like every time I got up, there was something else going on. Something else ached, something else hurt, or what literally wasn't able to move anything. And it was a very scary time. So I went to my regular doctor, and he said, "You may have, rheumatoid arthritis. You may have scleroderma," which, if you know anything about that, is kind of scary. "You may have cancer." I mean, none of it was good, what he was talking about. So I went to a rheumatologist. They ran some tests and said there's a possibility I had Crohn's disease. And I kept I went to the doctor a couple more times, and they really couldn't figure anything out. Well, by that point, I had lost my insurance, so I couldn't keep going back to the doctor. So I just kind of lived with the symptoms over time, and the severe fatigue never went away. I was working part-time at the time, and it was all I could do to get through a 2 or 3 hour day. Um, I just didn't feel good. So, like I said, we never did really figure out what was going on. I started researching people who had had the lap band and had started having problems with the lap band, and I came across a lady on YouTube, and I can't remember her name, but she was having basically the exact same symptoms as I did. Um, Her doctor suggested that it was from the lap band. My doctor was quick to tell me it wasn't from the lap band. However, I started thinking about it, and back in the 80s when everybody was getting silicone implants, people started getting autoimmune disorders from them. Severe fatigue, fibromyalgia-like symptoms, and it was from the silicone implants, and everybody thought they were crazy. Um, this is just my opinion, but I firmly believe that the symptoms that I had were from the lap band. Um, Fast forward a while after I had the lap band removed, it's been a couple weeks, and I kind of thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I haven't had any symptoms since the day I woke up from surgery. I mean, getting up and walking the day after surgery didn't even hurt as bad as I had hurt the day before. And for the most part, my symptoms, I still get a little bit more tired easily. I think that probably has more to do with my revision surgery and the amount of calories I take in. But the fatigue, the muscle aches, the joint pain, it's all gone. Um, and I've talked to a couple other people who, after they had their lap band removed, their symptoms went away. So just another reason why I'm not a fan of the lap band, and it's another reason why people really should stay away from it. If you Google lap band autoimmune disorders, some things come up. There's some verbiage in the lap band literature now that um, alludes to the fact that it can cause autoimmune disorders, but it's not proven. And if you have an autoimmune disorder, you shouldn't get the lap band. So anyway, if you have any questions about this, you can feel free to message me and I'll answer them best I can.